Hi, I'm Brian Icenhower, and I am here today with Melissa Tashin, who is about to close 35 homes in your first full year as a buyer's agent on one of the top real estate teams in her area. Melissa, thank you so much for being with us here today.
You bet.
The thing about you is Melissa is only 25 years old, and she is amazing at her follow-up and nurturing techniques. Comes across like a seasoned veteran who've been doing this for a couple decades. And she's so good, and it's been such a pleasure working with you on this too, and watching how you have crafted the ability to nurture online leads from people that you don't know, or even people that are in your sphere of influence. They're just searching online, and how you have done such a good job of cultivating and nurturing them. And this is one thing, before I ask you your techniques, I do want to explain to people. A lot of people will form an opinion about leads online, and they won't like them because there's so many of them are bad leads. And I think oftentimes there's a lot of user error with that, because they make a call and they assess the strength of a lead based upon that first call. And when people start searching online, you know this very well, they're not ready to engage yet, so they're not a good lead. And that's the whole process of following up and nurturing them over time. Coming from contribution, adding value over time. Oftentimes with you, how long are you doing this? Are you?
Sometimes over the course of a couple months.
Yeah, right. So it's multiple contacts with them.
Yeah, 8 to 9 minimum.
Yeah, that's your goal. So
Yeah.
eight to nine times you're following up with a lead before we start assessing it.
Yes.
Yeah, and so that, depending on the number of online leads you have, that can mean a lot of calls. And that in itself is a form of prospecting. We're reaching out and making contacts with all of those people who we know are searching online.
Right.
So what do you say? I'm curious, what is your focus on those 8 to 9 follow-ups when you're reaching out to these people time and time again that you know are out there looking at homes at the very least? Tell us about that.
So always I want to come from contribution, how I can be helpful and insert myself so that I can build rapport with those leads rather than come across as just another salesperson that's trying to get something from them. So like you say, it's kind of a dance. Where can I insert myself so that I'm helpful? So one of my first questions that I like to ask people is about their timeline. Where would they like to go? When would they like to be there? And how can I help them accomplish that? Always, it seems like people say, we're just looking. That's what I hear more often.
So do I every time I walk into a department store. But I'm not. I'm a liar.
Exactly. And so are they. And so are
They're all liars.
Yeah.
I hope that's your takeaway.
But because I'm going to get that every time, I have to figure out how I can be helpful. And so that is where I like to introduce that tailored search, that personalized search. Because if all they're wanting to do at this point is look, great, I'm in. How can I help you look more effectively? And so that's where I can take that conversation and keep them bought in.
It is interesting too, when they go online to search for homes, there is this natural tendency for them to set up this terribly wide search, right? If you live in a city, they'll just say, I want to see all the homes for sale in the city.
Right.
There's no price range parameters, there's no geographic parameters. So what they end up doing is getting auto updates of 20 to 30 emails a day, that they're not going to look at all these.
Right.
The homes that they're really looking for are somewhere buried in all these different homes, so they never really get to see the homes. I mean, do you find that's just the frequency? The tendency?
All the time. They're really doing themselves a disservice. And again, that's another reason why I can insert myself and be helpful. They've got the idea that they know how to go about this process, when in reality, they don't even know what price range to look with it.
And I think agents don't know this. I don't think a lot of agents understand that people don't know how to search.
Right.
And that you can help them. It seems very, very obvious to us because we have all these auto prospecting tools out there that we're used to even through most of our multiple listing services. And we just assume that the client will set up a search that's good for them, that it's not rocket science. Well, it is a problem, and you can help, and you do, and you do it very well. So you're following up trying to custom tailor that search for them so it becomes a manageable amount to help them search no pressure, no obligation in the privacy of their own home. That's the dance, right?
Yes.
Help, but not invade the privacy until they're ready, right? And talk about how you implement it, other ways you start moving into help. I know you do it with financing, because we always want to get people pre-qualified, right, for us.
Yes.
But we want to tell them how that can help them, right? And I think a lot of agents will be quick to say, well, we need to get them pre-qualified, because if you find a house you want, we've got to have a pre-qual letter to get your offer considered. But that's not where they are yet, is it?
Exactly.
No.
You've got to spend that conversation so that they can see how that's helpful to them.
And they're not ready to look at a house or buy a house. They're just looking.
Exactly.
So they're over here now.
Exactly.
Right.
So if I can talk to them about things like where they need to keep their monthly mortgage payment, oh, okay, all of a sudden that's relevant, that's important, and that's a carrot to be dangled.
Right.
We got to get to the bottom of this. What can you guys afford? And then they start to see how this is applicable to their just looking phase.
Right. If I'm searching for homes and I see a house that's $400,000, if you're getting finance, which most buyers are, how does $400,000 apply to me when I'm searching? I don't know.
They don't know.
But the monthly payment on that house matters. So I need to know which loan I'm qualified for, which loan program I want, which interest rate I want, how much down I'm putting. Now when I start searching at homes, I can see my monthly payments and my down payments now. So if you can help them, that helps them with their search so that they can just look more effectively.
Right.
And I think that's great. That's some of the simple things we can do that almost every online home searcher needs. And agents are afraid to do. Instead, like I say, they assess the lead as poor quality because they're not ready to go. Well, that's what they need us for.
Yeah.
And that's what the internet's done. It's enabled us to reach out and help earlier. The fact that they can search on their own online is actually a good thing, so long as we know how to add value with that search, which you clearly do.
Right.
So, Melissa, thank you so much for your time with these guys on your nurturing and follow-up techniques. That's phenomenal. Keep it up. Can't wait to see what you do next year.
Thanks.
You bet. Thanks, guys.